If you are a negative person, harming others by your offending comments and actions, then mark my words, you will be born as an animal in the next birth cycle. Remember, the next birth is based on the level of awareness that you have at the very end of your life. If you live like an animal filled with lust and anger and jealousy, then after death you will actually take birth as an animal. Now, what kind of animal you will be is always on what kind of actions and desires you have been indulging in. It is a deep subject, the subject of life after death. However, for now, all you need to know is that if you continue to hurt others by posting offending comments and living with cheap, low-level thoughts, then your ticket to hell is confirmed. Retrograde Jupiter natives suffer a lot because of black magic spells. This is because retrogression in a way slows down the energy of Lord Jupiter. And so, if Rahu is powerful in the first chart, then the native struggles and suffers because of black magic spells. In fact, it is easy for black magicians and tantrics to target a person having retrograde Jupiter. Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwara. Meaning, the benevolent Guru is the space that is Brahma, is Vishnu that is the provider, and is Shiva that is the moksha provider. Once, when I was staying at Sajjangarh, a divine school, since it has the samadhi of the great spiritual master, Samal Ramdas Swami, avatar of Lord Hanuman, I read a letter written by Samal Ramdas Swami to his disciple, who also was an enlightened saint. Samal Ramdas Swami writes in Marathi, तुम्ही आमुची आणि आम्ही सर्व देवांचे. Meaning, you are mine and I belong to all gods and goddesses. The depth of this word can only be understood by a meditative person. It implies that who is the master, the benevolent guru who can lead you to God. That is why Sant Kabir also says that if the Guru and God come before me, that first I will go straight before Guru who introduced God to me. That is how significant the Guru is. However, it is important to note that Guru may not be in physical form. Bhagavan Ramana Maharshi therefore reminds us that Guru is the self. Self is our consciousness. As you work on yourself, as you come closer to the state of higher consciousness, as you continue to expand your consciousness, one day the Master appears before you in physical form. In fact, the matter of fact is that if you really expand your consciousness, then you may never feel the need to meet your Master in physical form. Always remember, Guru is not physical but spiritual, because it is the infinite and ever-living reality, which is always shining in our heart as pure self-awareness. You need a guru in physical form because the mind makes you believe that with the physical presence of some guru, you can overcome the difficulties of your life. But this is just an illusion. You say to believe in this illusion that your money leads you to because you are still ruled by your mind. One, Mohan asked, Master, I sit down now. I will now share a beautiful story with you. Maybe then you will find the answer to your question. Once it happened. There was a great Sufi saint. His name was Junaid. And Junaid was going to the marketplace of the town with his disciples. And it was his way to take any situation and use it. A man was dragging his cow by a rope. And Junaid said, wait to the man. And told his disciples, surround this man and the cow. I am going to teach you something. The man stopped. Junaid was a famous mystic, and he was also interested in what he was going to teach his disciples and how he was going to use him and the God. And Junaid asked his disciples, I ask you one thing, who is bound to whom? Is the cow bound to this man, or is this man bound to this cow? Of course, the disciple says, the cow is bound to the man. The man is the master. He is holding the rope. The cow has to follow him wherever he goes. He is the master, and the cow is the slave. Junaid said, now see, he took out his scissors and cut the rope, and the cow escaped. The man ran after the cow, and Junaid said, now look what is happening. Now you see who is the master. The cow is not interested at all in this man. In fact, she is escaping. And the man was very angry. He said, what kind of experiment is this? Junaid said to his disciples, and this is the case with your mind. All the nonsense that you are carrying inside is not interested in you. You are interested in it. You are keeping it together somehow. You are becoming mad in keeping it together somehow. But you are interested in it. The moment you lose interest, the moment you understand the futility of it, it will start disappearing. Like the cow, it will escape. People come to me and ask how to stop this mad mind. I say there is no need to stop. All that is needed is that you become disinterested in it and the road is cut. That is the meaning of sannyas, becoming disinterested in the mind. That is the meaning of real vairagya, detachment. It has nothing to do with renouncing the world, but it certainly has something to do with cutting the rope to the mind. Just become disinterested in the rubbish and slowly you will see a gap arise. The crowd that used to surround you always is getting farther and farther away. And one day, suddenly, it is no more there. Mind is the sole reason for all your reasons. Retrograde Jupiter is a sign that you will start focusing within. You will start turning inward. You will no longer entertain the monkey mind and the thoughts that it leads you to. You will slowly start rising above the mind. And when the mind is no more your master, you become the master of your mind. And when you become the master and your mind becomes your servant, then you are truly progressing in your journey called life. Life may not have any meaning. If you feel life is meaningless, that simply means you do not know how to live. You do not know that meaning has nothing to do with the life. Remember, life is in living. It is not a thing. It is a process. There is no way to attain life